It's Canada against Norway from the Stromvallen Stadium in Gävle, Sweden, here on TSN as we take a look at the starting 11 for Canada and head coach Sylvie Bellevaux.
And Sylvie makes 3 changes from the team that tied 3-3 with Nigeria. Number 14, Kathy Ross, comes back in for Luce Mongrain, and number 15, Suzanne Muir, replaces Andy Neal, both in the back 4. In midfield, Helen Stumbus, number 2, replaces Veronica O'Brien. The rest is as usual.
Now for unbeaten Norway, their head coach is Even Pellerud.
And this is a strong, well-balanced Norwegian lineup in which number 6, Hege Race, and number 11, Ann-Kristin Ahrens, merit special attention. Both dangerous goal scorers with 2 apiece so far. Number 1, the keeper, Bente Nordby, has yet to concede a goal.
The crowds haven't been very big so far in the 2 Canadian games, just several hundred, but 2,700 on hand for this game, which will be handled by Maria Edeline Zagara of Brazil. The lineswomen are from Denmark and Germany. And there's the whistle to get us underway here in a must-win situation. The Canadians in their red with white trim, the Norwegians in white with dark pants. Quickly through the middle for Heidi Stora, and it'll be Carla Chin out, and quickly has her first touch for Canada. Michelle Ring, the 27-year-old defender out of the Surrey Marlins from Vancouver, in her 38th international for Canada. She has 1 goal internationally. The Norwegians beat Nigeria 8-0 and then England 2-0. And they absolutely dominated their qualifying group that included Finland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. 5 wins and 1 tie. They scored 33 goals and gave up just 3 against as they advanced to these World Championships in Sweden.
And the Norwegian side is full of confidence. Expect them to take the game at every opportunity to Canada. Ross, Ring, Wood, and Muir, I feel, are going to have a busy day as the back 4 for Canada.
And Kristen Aronis, 2 goals so far in the championship, pressuring the Canadian defenders, and Carla Chin getting all 3 starts. I thought really that Sylvie Bellevaux at some point in time might give a start to the veteran keeper, Wendy Hawthorne, but she's decided to go with Carla Chin now in all 3 games. Through the middle for Stumbos, and now this is Charmaine Hooper in a position we've become accustomed to. She hangs back, doesn't play up front and play as an out-and-right striker. She hangs back in midfield. Medellin. And the foul is on Aronis. And Kristen Aronis. The Canadians lost their opening game 3-2 to England. 2 late goals made it closer than it really seemed. However, the English got 2 of their goals on penalties, 1 very questionable. And then in a game that the Canadians could have won really 10-3, it ended up 3-3. Here's Aronis trying to turn. Laid back, top of the box, and now it'll be Charmaine Hooper to clear. To midfield, looking for Silvana Bertini. To Anderson at the back. Ann Anderson. Her twin sister, Nina Anderson, is on the bench. Aronis. Hagen. Angela Kelly there to mark. As Suzanne Muir gives chase. Top of the area. Laid back. Chipped forward, far post, looking for Aronis. Pettersson, looking for Riese, moving up. As the Canadians having difficulty clearing. Annie Caron. And it'll go as a throw-in for Norway as the Canadians haven't been across midfield yet.
9 red shirts all across the edge of the box there, and they still couldn't clear the danger.
Aronis, and just like that, very quickly, the Norwegians open the scoring after just 4 minutes.
And Evan Pellerud looks pleased. Carla Chin is not too happy, but certainly. And Christine Aronis made a brilliant run to the near post. Watch this ball being cut back. Aronis gets to it first through Carla Chin's legs. 1-0 Norway. She turns Charmaine Hooper beautifully, goes to the byline, knocks it across. Great near post run by Aronis. Easy little tap in past Chin.
In the 4th minute, the Norwegians grab the quick lead, and it's the kind of start we would have expected from the Norwegians.
And anything but the start that Sylvie Bellevaux was looking for. Obviously, her intent was to keep this game scoreless as long as possible and then try and get Norway frustrated. But this Norwegian side looks very strong in all departments. And I can't understand what Charmaine Hooper is doing. She's obviously playing as libero just in front of the back 4 for Canada, with Stombos and Bortini, the 2 front runners.
Ahead for Bertini.
Really, that's not a bad position for Charmaine Hooper to pick up the sort of providers for Norway just in front of Canada's back 4. She's very strong in the tackle, very aggressive, and has not been having much luck as a goal scorer.
The foul is called on Linda Medellin as she comes together with Michelle Ring.
Well, the tackle from behind. Medellin had a little push, then decided to go for the ball from behind Michelle Ring. And as we've seen in the games against Honduras, Turkey, Chile, Northern Ireland, these days it's an automatic whistle.
The Norwegian keeper is 20-year-old Bent Nordby.
It's not very often at this level in women's soccer you can go 2 full games without giving up a goal. There seems to be lots of goals scored, and she's done well to keep a clean slate.
Haugen looking for Medellin. Moving up, this is Mikkel Bust. Top of the box, Aronis, who opened the scoring. Aronis again trying to move inside on Michelle Ring, but Ring stood the ground, and it's Charmaine Hooper. Heidi Storr. Aronis. Storr moves up. Oh my goodness, trying to tuck it in. That near post nearly was Linda Medellin. Just one little touch. Nearly fooled Carla Chin.
And I think nearly fooled Carla Chin is the operative phrase. Linda Medellin managed to get the first touch as Norway seemed to be just a little pace quicker than Canada in the opening 10 minutes. But Carla Chin reacted beautifully.
Suzanne Muir from the Coquitlam Strikers leaves it at midfield for Hegarize. Pedersen chipping it forward, and it'll be a throw-in for Canada. You can see the crowd on hand, 2,700 in Gävle. Gävle hosting one of the host cities for this year's World Hockey Championships this spring. There's the coach, Evan Pellerud, of this Norwegian side, looking to return to the final. They were there 4 years ago in China, losing 2-1 to the United States. Mikkel Bust. What a wonderful through ball. Moving up quickly, Pettersson. Muir to mark her. Janine Wood over for support. Oh, and it was a good sliding tackle to get a foot in by Charmaine Hooper, as it looked like Pettersson might have the top of the box. Stombos can't control. Pettersson, Aronis is on the left. Cleared far post, Aronis. Knotted away by Michelle Ring, and it will go for a Norwegian corner, but the Norwegians certainly showing a little more skill And pressure early and leading 1-0.
And it would seem that the Norwegians, as well as having the edge in skill, have the edge in physical strength and height. Number 11, and Christine Aronis, a perfect example.
Riise, far post, and tapped away.
Nykelbust won that ball in the air, but a timely challenge by Carla Chin just prevented the big centre-back from getting it on target.
Muir playing it forward for Bertini. Donnelly was there as well. The captain, Geraldine Donnelly.
Goes down as a result of that tackle. And so far, the Brazilian referee, Maria Edelene Seguera, has been right on top of the play. Ooh, bad clearance by Kathy Ross.
Svensson chips it in. Here's a ball that gets through to that far post. Adonis was there, but Carla Chin did well to come out as we played 10 minutes.
Well, the white shirts have a definite advantage in the air. Medellin winning that ball, but Carla Chin, as she does so well, coming off the line to grab the loose ball.
Anderson goes all the way back for her keeper, Nordby. Anderson trying to control for Haugen. Tore Haugen. Medellin is brought down. A little stumble, maybe a little foot in from Michelle Ring, not called by the referee. And Kristen Aronis with her third goal of the championships has Norway leading 1-0 through 10 minutes. Anderson for Espeseth. Gro Espeseth.
Well won by Charmaine Hooper against Medellin.
Nykelbust. Aronis in the white headband. Angela Kelly up to challenge. Haugen. Well read by Charmaine Hooper. And the long ball downfield by the Canadians doesn't find anyone. Espeseth. Wide right is Svensson. They'll go through the middle instead. Canadians can't control. Finally cleared away by Ring. Svensson looking for Riise. Riise. And it's 2-0. Quickly, after 12 minutes, lead Canada 2-0.
And Hage Riise gets to this ball first before Carla Chin and Angela Kelly. Lobs it beautifully over the goalkeeper into the empty net. Perfect timing. 2-0 Norway. Beautiful ball. Angela Kelly has the advantage there, but Hage Riise runs past her and chips it beautifully over Carla Chin. That is a quality finish by any standards.
The third goal of the championships for Hege Riise. The 25-year-old plays her club soccer in Holland. And you wonder now, on that challenge, Riise on Charmaine Hooper, if the Canadians can afford to have Hooper playing that far back.
Well, the intent of playing Hooper there was to cut off the supply, but the supply for this Norwegian side has not been coming from the midfield. Charmaine Hooper's been doing a good job there. It's been coming from the two fullbacks, Espeseth and Nykelbust.
Espeseth with the corner, near post. Oh, it just floats into the top of the net.
Well, this is a very dangerous in-swinger, made even more dangerous by the lack of height of Carla Chen. She fails to get to it. Number 16, Marianne Pettersson, fails to get to it, but it finishes on the top of the net.
At midfield, Muir trying to play it forward for Stombos. Now the through ball for Silvana Bertini. And after the challenge, Espeseth, and the Canadians looking for some kind of call on Gro Espeseth, but they don't get it from the Brazilian referee, Seguera.
Well, they could well have got it because the tackle did come from behind. However, that was a perfect example of Canada lacking confidence. We saw earlier that Reese took a first-time ball and lobbed it over Carla Chen. The ball was sitting beautifully in the same position for Silvana Bertini, but she lacked the confidence to try it. She needed 2 more touches, and by the time she got to making her mind up, the tackle had come in. It was bouncing beautifully for a similar lob. There it is. Lob it now, and it's over the keeper. 2 more touches. Should have been a penalty, but nevertheless, Bertini has to take the blame for not hitting it earlier.
15 minutes gone in this opening half at Gävle, and it's 2-0 Norway. Aronis and Riise.
Well played.
Kathy Ross goes across the field looking for Muir.
This Norwegian side really looks good. They support each other well. Whenever a person on the ball is up against the red shirt, 2 white shirts come to support, so there's always an out for the ball holder.
Pettersson lays it off. Riise now. Svensson has moved up from her right fullback position. Angela Kelly gets the foot in. It really is quite something to watch those fullbacks come up, and really the Norwegians leave themselves with just 2 players at the back, the 2 center backs. Silvana Bertini, who scored 2 goals in that 3-3 tie with Nigeria. Stombos finding it difficult to find some space. Espeseth nodded back by Pettersson. And finally cleared by Charmaine Hooper. But the Canadians finding the marking very close. Kelly, Charmaine Hooper, Silvana Bertini with Store giving chase. Stombos is on the left. They'll give it back to Bertini. Espeseth. And she'll cut it in, and it's grabbed by Nordby at the near post. Silvana Bertini. 23rd international for Silvana Bertini. Plays her soccer with the Surrey Marlins. Not the position that Canadians, I think, and Sylvie Bellevaux expected to be in a must-win situation against Norway.
I have to think that Sylvie looked there as if she was resigned to the fact she's going to lose this game. All she's looking for, I think, is for Canada to come out of this game with a great deal of credit. Maybe break the clean sheet of Nordby in goal. Put up a fine performance against what has to be one of the best sides in the tournament.
The referee asking Riise to give the 10 yards on the free kick for Donnelly. Of course, the added bonus of this year's World Championship is a trip to the the 96 Summer Olympics, when soccer, women's soccer, will be part of the program in Atlanta, and the quarterfinalists all make it through. And that was the goal of the Canadians going into this World Championship. Not necessarily to win the championship, but to make it to Atlanta. And they will be hard-pressed to do that. Espeseth.
Offside.
Offside. It was Pettersson through the middle. Riise has the second goal. Norway leading 2-0.
Hege Riise is a very clever little midfielder who loves to make these deep runs. Loves to delay her run and then get in behind the defenders for that long ball. We've already seen her score from one such long ball, pushed through by Espeseth.
Charmaine Hooper, Riise to mark her. It'll go off the Norwegian midfielder. Throw in for Canada. Suzanne Muir.
Little tug, blown down very quickly.
Janine Wood to midfield. And back. Now looking for Angela Kelly on that left wing, but Tina Svensson there for Norway. Now the push in the back, this time charged on the Canadian captain Donnelly. Espeseth. Aronis gets up and just literally out-jumps Kathy Ross by a couple of heads.
It's going to be no contest, I'm afraid, when number 11 Ann-Christine Aronis challenges against any of the back four for Canada. She's just too tall and far too good in the air.
Kelly. Stumbos gets a foot in. Haugen moves up now. Haugen. Lovely ball. Pettersson. Aronis. Aronis! Just as you suggested, no contest when it's a battle in the air. And Kristen Aronis gets up to score her second of this first half. 3-0 Norway.
And not only is she good at jumping, but her timing is immaculate. No chance at all for Kathy Ross, who really came within 6 inches of getting to that ball. But it was Ann-Christine Aron's ball all the way. A good foot above Kathy Ross, and no chance at all for little Carla Chen as the header just powers past her. That is Aronis' 4th goal in this competition, 2 today, and she got 1 in each of the previous 2 matches. A very, very polished striker.
Aronis at the 21-minute mark, and it's 3-0 Norway, dominating as expected here in this first half.
Well, Aronis finished it well, but that was a beautifully paced cross. Just perfect. If you're a striker waiting at the far post, you drool over these kind of crosses. Just perfect. And I'm sure that Evan Pellerud is looking forward to making an effort to being first in the World Cup instead of second in the World Cup as he was in the inaugural tournament in China. Certainly he's prepared his team very well for this competition by what we've seen today.
Canada will be a timeout. Timeout for Canada.
And this is what we've seen in the first 2 games. If you've not been with us, an experiment by FIFA. Timeouts called Each team has one in their half of play, and this one called by Norway.
Well, I fail to see why Norway would want a timeout, cruising through 3-0 down. Maybe it was Sylvie that called it. She certainly has taken advantage of the timeouts, and you have to wonder how long she'll leave Charmaine Hooper playing back, virtually as one of the back five today. It's very tough for Sylvie to raise her team now down 3-0 against the best team in the group. You know you're on a hiding to nothing, but you have to keep going. This is where a coach shows her strength. She's got to lift her players. She's got to motivate them. Although I don't know how she can, quite truthfully. There's very little to look forward to now.
And I think you suggested quite rightfully, after that 3-3 tie against Nigeria in their second game, that's the one where they lost a lot of their steam. The young point out of Canada then, they could have won it easily. They didn't finish. And the Nigerians came back after trailing 3-1 to even it, and for all intents and purposes put Canada out of the competition.
But still, they can use this game today as a very valuable experience. This Norwegian side has yet to give up a goal. Canada has not been finishing the chances they create. If they can get 1 or 2 goals against this Norwegian side, that's a great confidence booster. So the game is not over yet. It's 3-0. It looks as if the result is a foregone conclusion, but Canada can still get a lot out of this game if they approach it in the right way. Team leader. That's Norwegian for coach.
Well, they list them internationally as team leaders. Some are called managers, but he does lead quite the team, as we say. He has 2 assistant coaches on the bench. They even have a video analyst along with them. To midfield by Nordby. This is Pettersson. Medellin plays it back. Looking for Riese, Pettersson, the Canadian captain, Ger Donnelly, absolutely surrounded and very quickly by white shirts. Wide right, Tina Svensson chips it in and it's cleared away finally, and there's Charmaine Hooper at the top of the box. Silvana Bertini under pressure from Marit Mikkelbust. Janine Wood. Helen Stumbos giving chase. Anderson. Nordby. Annie Caron. Banged up wrist. Banged up right knee. Adonis through the middle. Svensson. Pettersson. Lisa is in the middle. Janine Wood and Pettersson. It goes off the Norwegian. Throw in for Canada. Marianne Pettersson. This is a interesting mix. We saw the Nigerians primarily a very young team, but this is a veteran side of Norwegians. The age difference dramatic. People like Stora, Haugen are 30s, early 30s, on through Marianne Pettersson, who is just 20.
You can tell this is an experienced Norwegian side. You can tell they learned a lot from reaching the final in China. They're very confident. They move well together. They know exactly where their colleagues are. And a little bit of frustration there as the free kick is awarded to the Norwegian side.
Annie Caron gets the yellow card from the referee, Seguera of Brazil. Caron from Hudson, Quebec. 4-time All-Canadian at Concordia University. Former Athlete of the Year in Quebec. 3-0, Norway leading.
And this is where Canada really are at the disadvantage. The big players for Norway are up there.
Well, the center back, Anderson, was right in front and at the near post in front of Carla Chin.
And Mikkel just won the ball in the air, but once again, a little challenge by Carla Chin, and the defender prevented the big number 13 from heading it on target. Little nudge, little challenge, even though you are at a disadvantage, sort of cancels out the advantage for the Norwegians. And that should be a free kick as Charmaine Hooper's brought down.
Well, you raise an interesting point when you talk about Carla Chin as a keeper, as it's Medellin charged with the foul on Hooper. You're not going to find many tall keepers as you would in men's play, such as Craig Forrest of Canada, who stands 6'3". So as a shorter keeper, what do you have to do? Challenge more?
Well, the shorter keepers really make up for the disadvantage with speed and anticipation, and Carla Chin does it really well. She reads the game well, she comes off the line well, and she anticipates things well. Timing can make up for a lack of physical height, but really when you're as tiny as Carla, your timing has to be spot on every time, because she really is very, very small for a goalkeeper. Look at Norby. She's not very tall by goalkeeper standards, but is way taller than Carla.
30 minutes have been played in this first half. 3-0 for Norway. 2 goals by Aronis, 1 by Riise. And the Norwegians look very confident, very controlled. Kathy Ross is failing to keep the ball in play.
Well, I would disagree with the comment failing to keep it in play. The whole ball is to be over the line, and virtually none of it was over the line there, but the linesman, Gitte Holm from Denmark, was way at the other end of the other half, so bad decision.
Marit Mikkelbust. Jer Donnelly coming back. Mikkelbust chests, controls, under some pressure from Stumbos and Angela Kelly, and the foul will be on the Canadians. Nice skill, though, to chest it down, control the ball.
And there's no way that that should have been a free kick. Mikkelbust had lost possession. Angela Kelly was just standing her ground. If anything, it should have been a free kick the other way.
Far post headed away by Michelle Ring. Janine Wood was there as well. Riise chips it. Looking for Anderson, who had moved up from her center-back position. But it curved away from the Norwegian. Looks like the much nicer day than the previous game between Nigeria and Canada, when it was cold, blustery. And certainly the crowd size, the difference. From 300 Canada against Nigeria to nearly 3,000 here in Gävle.
Well, let's face it, Norway's a lot closer to Gävle than Nigeria or Canada. So they've got obviously some traveling fans, which is a little easier to do. So this is one-way traffic. As soon as the ball goes upfield, Canada's so concentrating on defense, there's no challenge, it just comes straight back.
Aronis, a little tug on Charmaine Hooper. It appears that the Norwegians' anticipation is like they're in the back pocket of the Canadians. They know where the ball is going to go, who it's going to go to, and they're there to meet it as well as the Canadians.
Well, I think they're just a little step quicker, A, in anticipating, and B, getting off the mark. And at times it makes Canada look a little cumbersome, but You've got to give credit to this Norwegian side. They really are very, very polished. Quite a contrast from the rough diamonds that we saw in Nigeria. This is a polished Norwegian side.
The referee, Segura from Brazil, urging the players to settle it down just a bit. Some 10 minutes remaining. 3-0 Norway, first half, final round-robin game for Canada in this Women's World Cup.
Well read there by Annie Karen, but the midfield players, Kelly, Donnelly, Karen and Stumbos, are spending so much time trying to contain Norway that, well, Bertini up there on her own is really being neglected.
Against Nigeria, you suggested that Canada should play it more to the wings. Would the wings and playing it wide left and right help here?
Not really, because Canada just don't have enough players on the field to contain this Norwegian side. Right now, they're battling just to keep it 3-0 and really scoring goals, as was the priority in the other two games, is a non-factor right now.
Noor looking for Silvana Bertini, and that's one way to get it up the field for Canada.
At least this way, the midfield players who've been on the fringe of their own penalty box for most of this game have time to come up and support. Canada, for the first time, got about 5 or 6 red shirts up in the danger area, and now they can bring more up as we see this free kick given by number 3 Espeseth against Charmaine Hooper.
Charmaine Hooper takes her position in the area. Also moving up, Jer Donnelly. Angela Kelly curves it in, and absolutely no challenge. There were a couple of red shirts there in Hooper and Silvana Bertini, but it got to Nordby first.
Well, this is a bit silly for the referee to give Charmaine Hooper a yellow card for a little push in the box. The ball was going directly to Nordby all the time. No red shirt that the near post could get a little nod on it, and to book Charmaine Hooper for that, I think, is ridiculous.
Could it have been something she said, maybe, or?
Well, I'm not sure if the Brazilian referee would understand what Charmaine was saying, but perhaps it had to be, because certainly a little push like that doesn't merit a yellow card.
Mikkelbust.
They all want the ball, don't they? The white shirts are all making themselves available. They're not afraid to put work on the ball. They're not afraid to take people on.
Medellin. And it'll go for a Norwegian corner. Yeah, that's a very much a factor, and it's noticeable that they all find some open space somewhere that, you know, whoever has the ball can go to. Look at that. Anderson has moved up again. Riese with the corner. Far post. Headed away by Hooper. Oh, goodness. Moving up and rocketing it through Svensson. It rattled it around, and now Silvana Bertini. This little bit of hesitation, though, gives the Norwegian defense time to get back. Now they'll go wide left. Annie Caron. Out comes Nordby.
Well, unfortunately, Silvana Bertini had to hesitate there because she was the lone front runner. She had to keep possession of the ball despite the challenge so that the midfield players could get up and support. Unfortunately, Silvana is going to have a tough afternoon because she's really got no support at all. Did the right thing there, held the ball, waited for a couple of red shirts to come up and tried to lay it off. That's not easy to do with 3 white shirts back there.
Stumbos fails to get away for Canada at midfield. Adonis. Pedersen overlapping. Adonis gets away. Oh, tried to Tuck it inside that far post. Adonis looking for a three. She has two.
And she got some space there, courtesy of a beautiful run by Marianne Pedersen. There we see the final shot by Aronis, but Marianne Pedersen took the covering defender wide with that overlap, allowing Aaron to cut in and hit it. Hit it just wide. And he'd hardly add. Play on.
Suzanne Muir. Advantage given to Canada. In midfield, Bertini. Laid it back. Now chipped forward. Bertini.
Well
she has Hooper. Bertini's in the middle. Hooper moving to the outside. Espeseth is there. Storr comes over as well. And Canada will earn the throw-in. Espeseth over to Mark Charmaine Hooper. Hooper. Angela Kelly. Can't get it over Espeseth. Now it's chipped forward. As Janine Wood had moved up. Janine Wood out of the Edmonton Angels. Four-time All-Canadian at the University of Alberta.
Janine the outsider in the back four, the other three coming from BC. I'm not sure what Janine was trying to do there, whether she tried to lob it over the goalkeeper or knock it through for Silvana Bertini. Whatever it was far too hard for either.
Espeseth. Donnelly can't control Riise, who has one of the three Norwegian goals.
She's pretty tough to knock off the ball. Center of gravity very low to the ground. Beautiful balance. As I said, she loves to come forward. Ooh, mix up.
Aronis. Hagen. Mikkelbust. Far post. Getting over nicely, Carla Chin. By mistakes like that, and the Norwegians will punish you.
Little bit of miscommunication there as the two defenders both went for the same ball. Just a little word needed. Maybe Carla could have called to say whose ball it was, but certainly they cannot afford. Oh, look out.
Oh, here's Aronis again. Slipping in behind Kathy Ross. Time and time again, if she doesn't beat Kathy in the air, she beats her along the ground.
She's a very, very good striker because she comes off a marker. She drifts in and out of positions, which makes it very tough to cover. She gets in behind Kathy Ross on her favorite right foot, but just pushes it a little wide. I was surprised, actually, she hit that with the outside of her right foot instead of side-footing it past Carla Chin.
Anderson through, and there again is Adonis. Carla Chin. Annie Caron, Mikkelbust right there.
They really attack the ball carrier. As soon as the red shirt gets the ball, there's two white shirts come out. Cut down the space, cut down the gaps, cut down the room. It's very, very awkward for Canada to link 2-3 passes together because whenever the ball is intended for someone, there's a white shirt there waiting at the same time the ball gets there.
Another thing is noticeable too, Graham, if you're taking those balls upfield, your back is to the defender. You're trying to chest to control. You don't know who's coming or where they're coming from.
And they come quickly, but that's where a little shout, there's a lot of shouting goes on in a game of soccer, and if you don't shout, then the person with his back to the defender or his back to the player really has no idea what's going on. You need to help them.
Muir over to defend for Canada. 3-0, the Norwegians leading, and doing so without any trouble from Canada.
Suzanne Muir coming in for Andy Weir. It's amazing. Every time I think somebody's had a very good game, they get dropped for the next one. Helen Stonebush, I thought, was excellent against England and got dropped for Annie Karen. I thought that Andy Weir had a beautiful game against Suzanne, against who am I trying to say?
Nigeria.
Not Jamaican, Nigeria, but Suzanne Muir comes in today. It shows how much you know about the game, doesn't it, Graham?
Annie Carroll slides it through for Jared Donnelly. And there again, as you suggest, 2 white shirts there to meet her. She can't turn left or right without seeing white.
You know, think in a team like this with specialists like goal scorers and providers, there would be a couple who just amble through the game, but everyone is very aggressive. They're all working hard despite the fact they're up 3-0. It's most unusual in a quality side like this that they're all workers as well as specialists.
Suzanne Muir gives away the throw-in for Norway. And they'll didn't like the throw-in, the referee from Brazil, so it'll go over to Canada. Remember that we're into injury time, extra time now. That timeout taken will be added on, of course. Espeseth has a look for Aronis. Kathy Ross clears, hooked right back. Hooked right back. Oh, stepped over it was Riese, who seemed to have it teed up. Goals at 4 minutes, 12 and 21. 2 by Aronis, 1 by Riese. And Norway leading 3-0 as we come to the end of this first half in Gävle, Sweden. And they just never stop coming. Riese lays it back. Espeseth to the top of the area and cleared away by Muir. Silvana Bertini. Anderson was there. Pettersson lays it straight back for Jared Donnelly. And too far down that wing. In fact, it curved away from Charmaine Hooper, who was on that left side.
Really, you got to admire the discipline of the back four for Norway. Only 1 red shirt up there, but they maintain the discipline just in case Canada try to counter-attack. They don't go charging after the ball. This is a beautifully disciplined side.
You saw 2 minutes of extra time added on so far by Maria Edelin Segura. Another throw in for Canada and Angela Kelly. Donnelly up, trying to force the play. It'll squirt for Riese. Oh, very nice. Riese to Haugen. Back to Riese. Just runs a little too far for the Norwegian midfielder. Kelly at midfield for Hooper. Silvana Bertini. Maybe before the end of the half. Bertini. Silvana Bertini looked to stick it in the short side, and she had, it appeared, Bent Nordby maybe going the wrong way.
Well, this is a great break by Bottini, but she should really have tried to knock it in the far post. Claps it a little bit and it just bounces wide of the near post, but certainly if she'd aimed for the far post, she's got a chance of a rebound as well as a goal with Charmaine Hooper following up.
And there is the whistle from the Brazilian referee to end this first half in Gävle. And 3-0 Norway, not a surprise, or the way they're playing.
Not a surprise at all. Norway, a very polished side, full match to Canada for keeping the score as low as it is. Second half's going to be a bit of a battle.
Norway leading 3-0 over Canada after 45 minutes in this final round-robin game for the Canadians in Sweden. Welcome back to TSN's coverage of this Women's World Cup of Soccer, the second ever, from Gävle, Sweden, as the Canadians get ready to start the second half against Norway and trailing 3-0 in a game that they must win if they hope to have any chance of qualifying for the next round and at the same time pick up a spot in the Summer Olympics of '96 in Atlanta. And the Norwegians have made 2 substitutions to start this second half of play. Number 10, Linda Medellin, is out, replaced by number 9, Kristen Sandberg. And number 6, Hege Riise, who scored one of the 3 goals in that first half, is replaced by number 15, Randy Leinen. No substitutions, though, for Canada.
But these substitutions are not good news for Sylvie Bellevaux. Kristen Sandberg got a hat-trick against Nigeria and certainly is more dangerous than Linda Medellin as far as scoring goals is concerned.
Svensson, headed away by Jared Donnelly. Hooper, surrounded. Mikkelbust under the tackle of Charmaine Hooper. 2 yellow cards handed out in that first half. As you look at the substitution, Kristen Sandberg, wearing number 9, 23 years old, as Graham says, scored 3 goals in that 8-0 Norwegian win over Nigeria. That was in their World Cup opener. She's just 23. Kathy Ross, Kelly on the far wing. Mikkelbust. And it'll be a throw-in for Norway. As again, this second half starting off the way the first ended, it's, as Graham suggests, one-way traffic. And there's Randy Leinen, the other substitution for Norway to start this second half. She's 27. Mikkelbust brought down under the challenge by Hooper, and Hooper getting a little word from the referee, Segura.
Well, Segura reached for a pocket, then realized she'd already booked Charmaine Hooper, so wisely blew the whistle and let play go on.
Annie Caron, the other Canadian to pick up a yellow card.
Little
push in the box
by Mikkelbust as she'd moved up for the cross. And certainly that's all that Canada needed. Number 15 Leinen and number 9 Sandberg, only adding to the physical advantage enjoyed currently by Norway.
Anderson. This is Svensson. Looking for Sandberg. Donnelly. Sandberg gets a foot in. No call from the referee. Silvana Bertini.
I think that was a make-up call there. As Canada messed the quick kick-up. Referee decided to give a free kick before, didn't blow her whistle. Next one, she blew it straight away.
Janine Wood for Donnelly, with Storr to mark her. Espeseth. Stumbos is up front for Canada, along with Silvana Bertini. Pushed back by Annie Caron for Hooper. Angela Kelly on that far sideline.
Again, a little push. The Norwegians, as we said, very experienced. They've got all the tricks of the trade. They've been there before. They know what it takes to win. And they're showing us what it takes to win.
Bent Nordby. Thought I'd only ever have to say Nordby in one sport, being the former world curling champion, Nordy Nordby. Too far, no. They're just out kicking the front runners for Canada.
They are indeed, and dare I say, as you just mentioned, curling, that Nordby was sweeping up well there.
Oh, yeah. Dare you say it.
Just to make you feel at home.
Thank you very much. And it's definitely Norway with the hammer, leading 3-0.
There we saw good goalkeeping at both ends. Nordby coming out well to deny Canada, and Carla Chin doing well to come out and deny number 9, Kirsten Sandberg. Whoops, little push. I think Helen Stumbos just fell over there. Very little contact made by Anderson, just enough to draw the whistle. What a good player. Centre back, reads it well, uses it beautifully.
We say Ann Anderson, her twin sister, Nina, is on the bench. Oh! Off the post. Silvana Bertini. What a great effort by Silvana Bertini. Sandberg, and look at who's back. Bertini back at the other end to clear for Canada. Espeseth hooks it in for Leinen. Square, Arones pushes it back. Well, they have some nice touch, Graham. They really do. Storr. Svensson has moved up. And now cleared downfield, looking for Hooper. Oh, goodness, a tug on Anderson.
There's no questioning Charmaine Hooper's intensity, her aggression. She loves to get involved. In fact, I think at times she tries to do too much if you just stay up and use her aggression.
Oh, the little dummy. Great save by Carla Chin. As Kristen Sandberg, the little dummy, fooling the back four of Canada, and it allowed Sandberg in.
Good challenge, though, and a nice save by Carla Chin to deny the substitute, Kristen Sandberg. Strong player, good goal scorer, needs extra special attention.
Leinen is in the area off the corner by Espeseth. Haugen over the top. Bertini back. Now chipped forward again for Bertini. Anderson, though, it'll be a throw-in for Canada.
And I'm really surprised that the Scandinavian TV crew did not show us a replay of Silvana Bertini's header that wrapped off the base of the post. It was a beautiful effort and deserved a better fate.
But in some ways, it's the kind of luck the Canadians have been having. And the luck goes a long way in any kind of game or championship. They just didn't have the goal-scoring luck against Nigeria.
Well, especially Silvana Bertini, I'm tempted to say she's been snake-bitten, but with a Scottish accent, it doesn't quite sound right, does it? She really, had she got the run of the ball, she could have had 5-6 goals in this tournament easily. She's certainly got into the goal-scoring positions, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Well done, Ger.
Ger Donnelly. It's one of the few times the Norwegians forced to retreat a little bit, and you saw 4 white shirts at the back. Ger Donnelly called in a foul there against Kristen Sandberg. They go wide. Angela Kelly does well. Turns it upfield, but it'll give away the throw-in. Anderson. Looking for Aronis. Not afraid to push forward. This is Store to that far post, and it'll run too far. Svensson had moved up.
Good covering, though, by Suzanne Muir, who is playing today instead of Andy Neal, not Andy Weir, as I said. Andy Weir used to play outside left in the Scottish team with me. Sorry, Andy. I know it's Andy Neal.
Pedersen, little foot in by Donnelly on Heidi Store.
She's had a good tournament. Ger Donnelly, 2 goals. Worked very hard in midfield.
Phys ed teacher, social studies out of Port Moody, BC, Geraldine Donnelly. Far post, Chin going back. And finally cleared away as Chin unable to hold on, and then it fell to the ground loose. Nickel Bust. Ross heads it away. Still not cleared completely. Chipped right back. Looking for Sandberg at the far post. And this is Charmaine Hooper. Aronis giving chase. Oh, very nice. A little lesson. And then stuck in with the foot by Aronis. Kelly.
Good ball.
For Silvana Bertini. Ger Donnelly following up. Now ahead for Helen Stumbos. Out comes Nordby.
Good call by Nordby. Just caught the number 4 Anderson, my ball. Good communication, so essential between the goalkeeper and the back 3 or 4.
And that back and give and go didn't work as Hooper played it one way, but the return was too far downfield. Espeseth. Stumbos with Mikkelbust playing it back for Nordby. Over the head of Aronis.
Little bump by Angela Kelly there. Why not? She's given away about 8 inches to Aronis. Ooh, good covering by Michelle Ring.
Sandberg trying to bust her way through and can't. Michelle Ring. Pettersson lays it back. Mikkelbust curves it in. Still there. Still, oh, Carla Chin. What a wonderful save as Haugen had moved up. Still 3-0 Norway, and it could be 5. A couple of wonderful saves. Carla Chin. This one rattles off the post and out. And now it'll go as a throw-in. But Carla Chin has been playing very well under some heavy pressure in this second half from Norway.
Smiling there, got a little help from the post, but not until after she'd made a brilliant reflex save to deny Pettersson.
Annie Caron waiting too long under a lot of pressure, now chipped forward and too far for Sandberg as Leinen had moved up. 30 minutes remaining. 3-0 Norway. Sylvie Bellevaux.
Just behind Sylvie is the backup goalkeeper, Wendy. Like you, I was hoping Wendy would get some playing time in this World Cup. But certainly Carla Chin has earned a place in every game.
Wendy Hawthorne. Well covered at the near post as Geraldine Donnelly. She's been with the national team and the national program since 1986. Former basketball star at Simon Fraser University.
Speaking of stars, Nordby has yet to concede a goal in this World Cup. Although she gets an awful lot of help from her back three. Little fortunate that the post got in the way of Silvana Bottini's header, because that would have been a beautiful goal, and certainly Silvana Bottini deserves it for her effort.
Chipped forward, looking for Sandberg.
And the game's died a little now. It's like a practice game against the reserves that most teams usually play on a Tuesday. Reserves love it, but the first team get a little bored with it. And that's the impression I get right now. Norway's sort of going through the paces. The urgency is not there anymore. Canada certainly maintain their work rate, but then they have to.
But the opportunity, if that's the case, then maybe for Canada to take advantage, get themselves back in here. Ger Donnelly. Mikkelbust. Donnelly chips it forward.
Ooh.
Coming in was Espeseth to take it right off the toe of Charmaine Hooper. Stumbos now challenging from behind. This is Arones. Annie Caron with the sliding tackle, and then Angela Kelly will clear and give away the throw into Norway. These Norwegians, as we say, lost the final of World Cup '91, the first ever. That was played in China in front of some 65,000. The Americans winning 2-1. And once again, 4 rows deep. Angela Kelly. Out of Brantford, out of the University of North Carolina.
Perpetual motion, little Angela. She never gives up. She chases everything. Super player to have on your side, but just like Carla Chin, could do with about 4 or 5 more inches.
That finally ricocheted and just missed the near post. Off the Canadian defender, it'll go for a Norwegian corner.
And from this angle, we can see that number 14, Kathy Ross, gets in the way. And this is where the Norwegians have a distinct advantage.
And look at the size of Leinen is up. Sandberg is up. Haugen with the corner. And cleared away by Kathy Ross as she stayed with her mark. And Kristen Adonis.
Well, that was the job to prevent the runners getting the little flick on at the near post, and Kathy Ross did it well. Roscoe doing exactly what she was supposed to do. Oh, well played.
Angela Kelly at the near post. Danger and finally cleared. Jared Donnelly looking for Silvana Bertini, and the clutch and grab is by Tina Svensson. And here come the Canadians, led by Muir at midfield, and then Muir just downfield and to no one.
But that, even if she'd got that in play, that would have been a tough chase for Silvana Bertini. She'd already been back winning the ball halfway inside her own half. Then it's to chase the long ball through. Really, Canadian strikers shouldn't be asked to come back and defend like that, because there's no way they can be two-way players. Leave it to the midfield players and stay up. Stay up where you're most effective. You've got to admire their work rate and their enthusiasm, but really it's too much to ask of them.
Jared Donnelly at midfield. Helen Stumbos trying to turn, and Donnelly following up. Chipped forward by Michelle Ring, looking for Charmaine Hooper. But Espeseth was there. Now offside, the run by Kristen Sandberg.
Well, I would have given a free kick against Charmaine Hooper for that, as Svensson appeared to put the boot up, but the head was down, definitely.
Charmaine Hooper.
Well played.
Well played to get around Svensson and then rattled it off of Espeseth. Charmaine Hooper at times has shown the kind of play we expected, yet to score a goal, and I think that's the disappointment of this championship as well for Canada and Charmaine Hooper.
Well, Charmaine and Silvana are both very good going one-on-one, but they've not had that opportunity today. Good goalkeeping by Nordby.
Nordby punches it away, following up Muir.
Oh, my. Little nudge by number 15, Leinen. And it goes against Angela Kelly for some reason. Ooh, another chip possibility. A little over casual by Hogan.
Pettersson moving up. Aronis. Annie Caron defensively. Jared Donnelly for Muir. Back into the middle for Donnelly. Angela Kelly is wide right. If they go that way, they can't and don't. Now this is Sandberg. Pettersson moves to the middle. To the far post. Off the crossbar. Here's Pettersson. My goodness. They're coming from all directions as Leinen headed it off the bar.
What a beautiful cross by Sandberg. And Leinen times a run beautifully. A perfect header had it been 2 inches lower. Just rattles off the face of the crossbar as Carla Chin was in no position to keep it from entering the net. Beautiful cross, tremendous header. Great combination by the 2 substitutes who came on at half-time for Norway.
Three first-half goals still stand up for Norway.
3 times the ball has rattled the woodwork, once for Canada, twice for Norway in this half. And once again, if you come in from behind, you're going to get the free kick, give it against you. This time it's Pettersson, the offender.
Challenge from Annie Caron, withstood by Nordby. Mikkelbust. Sandberg. Sandberg trying to turn. Leinen moves up. Sandberg. And cleared away in some desperation by the Canadians, who now have 5, 6 people back. Bertini has dropped back as well. And this is Annie Caron who will be charged with the foul.
Well, a little clumsy, a little over-enthusiastic, and it had been much better just to sustain a position and jockey number 7, Howden.
Substitution for Norway. It is Tona Haugen going out, and coming in wearing number 19 as Agnet Carlson. So another difference from men's play is the 3 substitutions. Well played. Carla Chin getting out to punch it away, but I think disappointed in herself that she wasn't able to keep hold of it, Graham.
Well, I think she did the right thing. I think she was a little underneath the ball, couldn't get enough height to grasp it, and just panned it behind for a corner kick.
Sandberg was in the
near vicinity.
Very much so. Leinen is up. Near post. Headed back. Hooper gets up. Oh my goodness. Storr on the volley. The captain, Storr, just misses the upper corner.
Not a bad effort by Storr here. The little chip trying to get it over Carla Chin into the top corner, but Carla had it covered and it sliced a little bit wide. However, after a little bit of a breather, Norway seemed to have regained the intensity and seemed to be pushing forward for more goals.
Muir can't get away. Sandberg. This is Pettersson. Pettersson. This is Pettersson. Pettersson, and it's 4-0 Norway. Marianne Pettersson beat a couple of defenders and then tucked it inside the far post.
Well, she was a little unfortunate about 5 minutes ago, but she certainly made full use of this through ball. Always had a step on Muir. Slipped it nicely past Carla Chin. From this angle, you can see that she always had a step on the defenders and finishes nicely into the corner past Carla Chin.
Pettersson's goal, the 4th for Norway, comes in the 71st minute.
And you could sense that Norway were beginning to raise the game again. They had a little lull in the second half when Canada got more into it, but I suppose it was just a matter of time before they switched gears again. Certainly Pettersson deserves a goal. She's made some brilliant through runs, used the ball well. And Sandberg and Leinen, it makes you wonder why they didn't start. They look very impressive.
Annie Caron can't get it through midfield now. On the second effort does to Bertini. Played it, tried to play it back for Hooper. Espeseth downfield looking for Sandberg.
Well played, Carla. She enjoyed that. Showing the big number 9 Sandberg that A little bit of obstruction is okay now and again, even from a goalkeeper. Take that.
Up and over, Heidi Store.
Heidi Store saying that Jer Conley didn't jump, but Jer Conley got no opportunity to jump as the Norwegian midfielder was all over it.
Svensson volleys it back to midfield. Aronis. Angela Kelly.
Good
trying this lovely ball now. Stumbles, and out comes Doherty Nordby. That had potential.
Nice little ball through by Angela Kelly, but Stombos just didn't have the pace to get to it before goalkeeper Nordby.
And I got caught. It's Benton Nordby. Hooper. Doherty Nordby.
Yeah.
Not caught. She's the curler.
And the Norwegians have to be very careful they don't get yellow cards or red cards now, leading 4-0. They're going forward to the next round. They don't want suspensions. So I'm sure that Coach Evan Pellerud has said, look, let's not risk anything that might bring a card, yellow or red. We're up 4-0. Let's just smooth our way home from here.
Carlson plays it back for Mikkelbust. And for Sandberg. Pettersson is on her right. Ring to mark. Through ball. Well played by Muir as Carla Chin looked like she had a mind to come out, and I saw that Muir maybe was in control and decided to stay back.
That was a good play by Schooner. Number 15, Suzanne Muir. Took no chance of putting Carla Chin in trouble. Nice little dummy and cleared the lines beautifully. She's done very well today. Although every one of these Canadian players have been up against it, this really is a chore to try and contain this Norwegian side. Ooh.
Still available. Oh, Carla Chin. Well played by Carla Chin again. As Leinen had moved up, Pettersson was there. Svensson looking for Aronis.
Well played again.
Ring, Michelle Ring for Muir. Chair Donnelly. Carlson under the pressure, and the foul is called on the Canadians on Agnet Carlson. Tina Svensson take this free kick, floats it towards the far post. Played very well. Carla Chin, the 29-year-old out of McMaster University.
Well, this is the result of a combined effort from Chin, Donnelly, and Ross that denies Norway the 5th goal. And there you saw an example of how Carla Chin makes up for her lack of height with the reflexes and her speed off the mark. Did very well to block that effort. However, you got to feel that the Canadian heads just dropped a little when that 4th goal was scored. I mean, again, way out of reach now, and all they can hope for is a semblance of respectability.
And also out of reach, definitely a berth in the Olympics in '96 in Atlanta.
And really, I think that's what hurts most. If the Canadians had been able to play in Atlanta, another learning experience. That would have been a marvelous experience, and certainly would have been the thrill of a lifetime for these players, but it's not to be. There's been some miracle comebacks in the history of this game, but certainly not today, folks. And you can hear the skipper, Jared Donnelly, saying, "Throw it to Chucky." Charmaine Hooper's nickname is Chuck.
And there is Jared Donnelly. Decides to go wide right, but in front of and too far for Angela Kelly. Look at Linen. Size. It's a big team, this Norwegian side. Muir. Donnelly now under some pressure from Storr.
I think that has to be a yellow card. Jared Donnelly cannot do that, and she knows it.
Donnelly tried to rob the Storr of her shorts.
Got to admire her aggression. Nice little challenge, but black shorts won't shoot you, Jer.
You got to be red. So the third yellow handed out to a Canadian player, Caron Hooper, and now Geraldine Donnelly. Adonis is there. It'll rattle off the Canadian wall. It stood the test.
Oh, well played.
Bickelbust cuts it in. Adonis. This is Espeseth.
Alice says, "Don't worry, I had it covered." Tough game for Geraldine Donnelly, trying to contain this midfield for Norway. So many people seem to be coming at you all the time. They always seem to have one or two extra players on the field, the white shirts. And you can't win games on courage alone, and really that's what Canada's shown.
Espeseth, Anderson, 4-0, Norway leading into the final 10 minutes. And the final 10 minutes of this World Cup for Canada. Pettersson trying to sneak it through and can't. Now this is Svensson wide right.
Good goal.
Sandberg. And Sandberg is slow to get up, clutching that right knee, and Janine Wood is over. Sandberg under the mark of Michelle Ring.
Well, Michelle Ring comes in nicely here, just contains Sandberg. No contact made there. Sandberg trying to be a little too clever, went over on her ankle, maybe twisted her knee a little bit, but certainly the injury was not caused by Michelle Ring's tackle. She did the right thing. She just jockeyed Sandberg, didn't sell herself.
The trainer, Vibeke Volland, tending to Kristen Sandberg, and as we've seen in European competitions in last year's World Cup USA 94, referees want the injured players right off the field now. Now they're looking for a substitution, but I don't think they can make one. I think they'll be forced to play with 10. They've used up their 3.
Well, from a different angle, we can see that Michelle Ring does the right thing here. She just stays goal side of Sandberg.
Right there.
Right there's when she stood on the ball and twisted her knee.
Near sideline, Annie Caron. Again?
And this near sign lines lady, get the home from Denmark, is a little quick with the flag. That's twice we've seen her give it before the ball had even come close to the line. Everybody wants to get into the act.
Espeseth looking for Carlson, and now Espeseth moves up. Pettersson, Espeseth, far post, Leinen. Oh my, just like that. Absolutely brilliant. Leinen followed the cross back and then headed it back, and it is 5-0 Norway. Very impressive.
Randy Leinen is so good in the air. She just takes up her position at the far post. Carla Chin can't get near this cross. It's easy pickings for the substitute, and her finish is beautiful. Nice cross by number 3, Espeseth. And the header, well, that's a great goal by any standards, and it's made a little easier by the fact that little Carla Chin can't really challenge big number 15, Leinen, in the air.
Leinen's goal coming in the 84th minute to make it 5-0 Norway.
Well, we said in the first game, the 3-2 loss to England, that Canada didn't deserve to lose, and we said in the 3-3 tie against Nigeria that they should have won. But today, I think this is a pretty fair result of the play of the two teams, as Suzanne Muir comes off and Andrea Neil comes on at left back.
Andrea Neil, the 23-year-old out of Vancouver. The human kinetics student at UBC, Andrea Neil.
And the ball just keeps coming back now, as the challenge from Charmaine Hooper, and Silvana Bottini is just not there.
Nordby.
Who looks pretty much assured of registering her third shutout of the tournament. Canada is still more concerned about preventing Norway scoring than going forward to try and get a consolation effort. Really, they have no option. The way Norway come at you, they dictate how the game goes, and Canada's got no option but to play this way. Take it back to where the foul took place, right here. That's it.
Janine Wood. Charmaine Hooper. There's the first touch for Neil.
And a good one. Nice firm ball knocked through to Bottini, but the first touch wasn't there.
Neil meeting Carlson head on, played downfield.
Ooh.
Carla Chin. Leinen scored the 5th Norwegian goal.
And you have to wonder if Norway started off with the first team with Sandberg and Leinen sitting on the bench, and with the other Anderson, number 5, also on the bench. You wonder if Evan Pillarud kept 3 of his starters back. Certainly looked that way when the subs came on.
Silvana Bertini knocked down, no call from the referee. But there'll be a call this time as Leinen goes down with Kathy Ross back to mark.
Well, Kathy Ross goes for the ball, makes contact with the ball, and I don't know why Leinen is holding her knee, because that was about a foot above her knee, and another Canadian player goes into the book for a tackle from behind.
That's 4 then, Kathy Ross in the 88th minute. The Norwegians, though, still playing with 1 player short.
And let's see if they try to bend this one in. high ball curving in at the near the far post, I beg your pardon, would be the obvious target. Not high enough, and easy pickings for Carla Chin.
Chin to midfield. Donnelly went up. Henry Neal trying to slide it through and can't. Store Carlson. Svensson. Store and back.
Now a little arrogance from the Norway side. Quite justifiable, perhaps, as they push it around with a great deal of confidence, and Canada caught.
Terribly caught. This is Pedersen. And this is Pedersen with her second of the game. 6-0 Norway.
Canada caught ball watching, hoping for offside. And Marianne Pedersen punishes them. Twice she's made beautiful runs. Watch this finish. One touch to control, has a little look, then slips it just inside the near post past Carla Chin. From this angle, this is a clinical finish by any standards. You can take men's team, ladies' team. The Norwegian men's team would have been proud of that finish, but Canada caught woefully short at the back and lulled into sleep as Norway were pushing it around. Although I have to think that the lineswoman on this side, who's been brutal for the whole game, went to sleep as well.
Angela Kelly draws the foul.
Bit of a mismatch, isn't it, between Lynon and Angela Kelly?
Andrea Neal curves it in, nodded away. And they're still coming. The Norwegians chipped up by Espeseth. Neal. And Janine Wood will go back for Carla Chin.
Good ball, Carla. That's a great ball for the goalkeeper to play it out like that.
Geraldine Donnelly, Stumbos, one last chance possibly to score one.
But look at the 4 white shirts. Totally disciplined. It's 6-0, and they're still back there making sure that Norby gets a clean sheet. That discipline will pay off when they play against teams like Germany and the USA. They get into good habits now, and they stick with them.
Espeseth. Sandberg.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, this is Aronis. And that is a hat trick for Aronis. And Kristen Aronis scores her third, and it is 7-0 Norway.
And you hate to say it, but it all looks so easy. Beautiful ball slipped through by Pedersen. Misplayed by Angela Kelly. Nice finish by Ann-Kristin Aronis, as Carla Chin can do little about it. Aronis always a little pace quicker than Angela Kelly there, who tried to intercept it but couldn't make contact, and the finish, well, it spoke for itself. 7-0 Norway, and Canada dreadfully outplayed in this game, I hate to say it.
That goal coming in the 90th minute.
And still the referee, Maria Edelaine Segura, sticks by the rules. Ball was moving. Make sure it's dead and take it from there.
And you're right, it appeared after they took that 3-0 lead into the second half, the Norwegians really playing somewhat of a almost in neutral. Then they exploded for 3 goals in the last 6 minutes, and that is the game. Norway wins it 7-0 to go through undefeated in round-robin play, and the Canadians will go home from World Cup '95.
Well, there was a question mark over Canada's first two results, 3-2 loss to England and a 3-3 tie with Nigeria, but no question mark over Norway's 7-0 win today. Norway by far the better side, a polished side, and Canada can only take out of it a learning experience.
Watch for the Norwegians. They could very well be in Sunday's final of the Women's World Cup 1995. 7-0 the final score. Norway easily over Canada in Sweden.
McCain captures perfect pizza taste in a pocket. Ready for that first bite.
Now's the time for your favorite snack.
Perfect pizza taste in a crust that's baked, not fried. So there's no leaks, no mess, just taste.
McCain Pizza Pockets.
Just perfect pizza taste.
Imagine adhesives so strong they help hold together 100 tons of soaring transportation. Imagine a fabric so bright it lets you see an accident in time to prevent it. Imagine a single disc so powerful it can store almost everything imaginable and protect it for a lifetime. These products and thousands more that make our lives better exist because the people at 3M imagine.
Blow them off the court. Take on grass and weeds in your driveway and patio with Roundup. Roundup shoots straight into their roots so they won't be back. It's biodegradable, too. No root, no weed, no problem.
Roundup from Green Cross. First aid for lawns and gardens.
To be a model to look good on a runway. To find true love. Or to light up the town. All of this style at a down-to-earth price. The Mazda MX-3 Presidio looks good on you.
The 1995 Women's World Cup of Soccer on TSN has been brought to you by Adidas, the brand with 3 stripes. Round-robin play complete. Norway through. They've won all 3 games. The only team in the entire competition. They scored 17 goals, didn't give up any. England finishes second. They beat Nigeria 3-2 in their final round-robin game. Canada finishes with the 1 point picked up in that 3-3 tie against Nigeria. 8 quarterfinal teams, and there are the matchups. Japan, China, England, Norway against Denmark. Welcome back, everyone. Vic Roeder alongside Graham Leggett. Boy, you look at those final 8, Japan, China. Are they the emerging nations of women's soccer?
Well, China's a bit unknown. Japan, who knows? But no question that the Scandinavian countries are very much into women's soccer. The 3 Scandinavian countries, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, all represented in the next round.
And the Germans, too, made it through to the final 8. They are the reigning European champions. So if the Americans are going to defend their 2-1 win of 4 years ago, it's going to be difficult.
I think it's a beautiful 8 teams that are going through to the next round, and certainly the Olympic Championships in Atlanta will be terrific. I don't think there's a weak team in this final 8, and it's going to be very, very interesting.
And as for Canada, they have to come home terribly disappointed. Not in winning the championship. That wasn't the goal. They wanted to get to the Olympics, and they will not be there in 1996. Just a reminder, we will have live coverage of the Women's World Cup final for you Sunday, June 18th at noon Eastern Time. So till we talk with you again, on behalf of Graham Leggett and our entire team, I'm Vic Rauter. Thanks for joining us. The 1995 Women's World Cup of Soccer is right here. You know that on TSN.
This is TSN.